Hello everybody, welcome back. So I'm going to look at XRP now, and the last video I made on XRP we were looking at this potential cross on the Ichimoku cloud. We had a big sell-off and we rebounded from it, and we were seeing if we could perhaps maybe avoid the cross, as the cross was impending. It could go one way or another. Now, because we were under the cloud and everything looks pretty bearish, it probably, was more likely that we were going to fall beneath it. And we now have confirmed this cross, and the cross being quite steep. So since we've got the cross and we're underneath the cloud, I am anticipating a much bigger fall than the one we've just had. I would expect that this is going to come crashing now, crashing into the teens. And when that does, obviously we can be looking at sort of buying it back at that point. But if I were you and I'm holding XRP, I'd be pretty nervous at this point. If you were lucky enough to buy it back here, fine. And I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. I did short this, so I did alright out of it. I haven't bought any of it back. I've just left it. I'm not in any trades at the moment, but seeing this, as we see, seeing this cross here now, looking at this exact cross here, I am predicting that we will be falling down into the teens, and I know that that's going to make me really unpopular on YouTube, because XRP's got a huge following, and fundamentally, XRP works different. It's got a life of its own. It does do things, out of the blue, but technical analysis does hold some weight, and currently I'm looking at a very bearish setup with a continuation into the teens and perhaps the low teens as well. I know that sounds shocking, and that's not something anyone really wants to hear if you're holding it, but that's kind of what we're looking at, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised in any way if we make our way down to about, it's very difficult to say exact figures, but because this is a big deal to have this cross here on a daily, let's have a think. Bitcoin, when this happened to Bitcoin, you see, we noticed this on Bitcoin. So let's have a look at what happened to Bitcoin. Okay, so we saw that the cross took place here. The cross happened here. We had a sell-off directly afterwards because bots or whatever noticed that there was a cross. We saw that this cross was going to have some kind of weight to it. So you could consider this the equivalent of what happened to XRP here, where we had the cross. And this looked like it was a cross in a way, so you could say that okay, that was a cross, so we had that, and it got bought back up, and now we're at this level here. So if that, this isn't an exact science, but the sell-off happened here, and then the absolute crunch was this amount here. So let's just say from here to here, how much was that with Bitcoin percentage-wise? 20%. Okay, 20% retrace from the point where they had the cross. So 20% at this level that we're at right now of XRP, we'll just measure it from this level here, just to be generous. So 20% would bring us down to, it would actually only bring us down to about 20 cent, and that's me being generous because I'm measuring it at, at the rebound. But realistically, that's probably what's going to happen. It will at least make it way back down to this area here. But I do expect a continuation, as I do expect a continuation with Bitcoin as well. This cross has not completely played out. This is, just for those who don't know how Ichimoku clouds work, you can look at it on any time frame, but the bigger the time frame, the dailies are the best. And they, once something's in a trend, it really does have quite a high probability of playing out, and a really bearish setup is the one that we see here on Bitcoin, where beneath the cloud is red, we have a cross of the conversion line and the baseline, and then we have a sell-off, and this is kind of just the start of what would be considered a trend, and it's only when we see a reverse of that trend, break above here, and we see a cross above the cloud, that we'll be quite confident in saying that the trend is going to be up and it's going to remain up. So this has only just happened with Bitcoin. So we had a 20% retracement as a result of that cross, and because this is a long time frame we're looking at now on a daily chart, I kind of expect this to continue down into, I would say 6,600 is where I've worked out where Bitcoin's going to go. So from the point of the cross to 6,600, that's actually a 35% thereabouts, 34% retracement. So we'll put that on XRP and see where that was from the point of the cross we're going to do it at now. So the cross happened here, price action was here, and 35% will bring us down to about 16 cents. That is where it's likely to go, and perhaps maybe considered to be in a bottom. So yeah, like I say, I know this is not going to make me very popular on YouTube, but that's how I see it. Let's just have a look at some other indicators then, and we'll go to the 12 hourly to see how that's looking. And the 12 hourly, well, I mean, the 12 hourly had a death cross a long time ago, nowhere near looking like it wants to have a golden cross. We'll have a look on the daily. Yeah, death cross all the way back here. Let's have a look at the weekly just to see what that looks like for a moment. I mean, it's a bearish setup. I mean, all indicators just are completely bearish. It's spread like a rainbow from lowest to highest moving averages. So yeah, it's going to make me really unpopular, like I say, but that is how I see it. So I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but just be careful with your trading. I'm not your financial advisor. It's not financial advice. It's just my take on the situation, and I've been doing this for a long time, and this is what I expect. I don't say it's going to happen tomorrow. We're in a trading range with all alts and Bitcoin of probably around 15% up and down. But generally speaking, from the point with the cross, you've got a 35% retracement income in, and that's going to take you down to 16 cents for a ripple. Hopefully I'm wrong, but yeah, it looks like that's what's going to happen. Anyway, I hope you have a nice evening and take it easy.